Hello, makeup lovers and others, and welcome to today's Contour and Candor. All right. Oh, shoot. I forgot to take my medicine. It's sitting right here in front of me. Hold on one second. There we go. Thank you for your patience. All right. Yes, so today, I've laid out, just going to do kind of a regular face of makeup. So, as always, a little Ola Hendrickson color corrector. I don't actually know what it's for, but it works for me as a bit of color correction, and it's got a lot of moisture in it, so I appreciate that, especially under the eyes. I am finding that the wrinkles are wrinkling more wrinkly than it's just like recently. By the end of the day, I can't believe how wrinkled I look. Ugh. Anyway, if anybody has some tips, let me know, because I am not a fan. All right, I'm still on my House Labs kick, so we're gonna stick with the Triclone blah 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 foundation from them. All right, so I laid out all my brushes, so I won't be reaching and knocking and banging as much today. Okay, so I thought about this. What did I want to talk about today? And I wanted to talk about my friend Jackie. And on paper, Jackie and I should probably never even have met, let alone become friends. And ironically, we have probably spent a total of maybe 3 weeks together in our entire lives. And yet, she is one of the dearest people in the world to me. I adore her. And let me tell you about kind of how our friendship came to be. So, Jackie, the only thing we really have in common, well, we have all of the important things in common, but in terms of just the demographics, we're about the same age. That's it. Oh, and we both have master's degrees, so I guess that's demographic information. But Jackie and I are from absolutely different worlds. Jackie is British. She lives outside of London. She grew up part in London and part in Jamaica. She's the daughter of Jamaican immigrants. She's black. I am pasty white, as we know. She, she is the mother of 2 adult boys, single. And I met Jackie at least more than a decade and a half, probably 2 decades. 2 decades? No, decade and a half. Or decade after I met her son. So this is so weird. So Jackie, when she was, I think in her early 20s, came up to Massachusetts, over to Massachusetts from England as part of a summer program or something. And she lived in Duxbury, Massachusetts. I lived in Duxbury, Massachusetts when I went to high school. So I thought, what a weird thing. But we didn't meet when we both lived, and I think we would have been there at the same time, or I may have already headed south. That is very possible. But anyway, we never met. And she actually was about 200 yards from my parents' house, where she lived, which is so crazy, right? My parents are no longer in that house, but I just think that's so weird. Anyway, years and years later, her older son, Cowren, was going to be part of a program. He is an incredibly talented soccer player, and he was coming over during the summer to coach soccer for youth in this area in Massachusetts. So the association that was bringing Cowren and other young men like him over, they asked parents of the boys who were participating in that program to serve as host families. So my brother and sister-in-law signed up to be host parents, and they were assigned Cowren. And he was not just any young man. He is just a remarkable young man. And our whole family instantly fell in love with this kid. I say kid, he was early 20s. And my nephew Jack must have been like 10 at the time. He just took to Cowren like the big brother he always wanted. I mean, he just loved Cowren. Emma, his sister, my niece, adored him, and my brother and sister-in-law, who are no longer together, but they are united in their love of Cowren. And we are still united in our love for her. So she will always be my sister-in-law. Anyway, Cowren spent the summer here and left. And you would think, okay, well, he's in England, so what's going to happen? He went back to his life, whatever. He didn't come back the next summer, or maybe he did. I don't remember. If he did, he stayed with them again. But I mean, he called my parents the same thing that my niece and nephew called my parents, memes and bumps. It was love at first sight with Cowren. We just adore him. So I know I said I wouldn't be reaching, but I put this back and now I need it again. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, it's not bad. Anyway, flash forward, years go by, and we stay in touch with Cowren, particularly my brother. He and Cowren are so tight. We have a family reunion and in South Carolina. Shout out to Polly's Island. I love it there so much. And Cowren comes, and he is like family. We adore him. So one year, he's coming over, and his mom is coming. Now, his mom has family here. They live, she has a brother who lives outside of Philadelphia, and she has a couple of cousins, etc. But so Jackie, his mom, which is funny because we call my nephew Jackie too, so we got Jackie and Jackie. So Jackie, his mom, is coming, and she's going to stay with my brother and sister-in-law, as well as Cowren. And like, we've never met this woman. But okay, you're Cowren's mom, so we're going to love you. So she comes over. Well, what is so crazy, so I am living on my beautiful island, St. Simon's at the time, when Jackie was coming over. And Jackie, she is an adventurous soul, and she wanted to see more of the United States, and she knew I was in St. Simon's, and so she reached out and said, hey, is there any chance I could come and stay with you? And I was like, sure, because again, she's Cowren's mom. We love Cowren. Oh golly, it will go away, people. It'll go away. Anyway, the horrible hair color debacle up there. All right, so I'm flying up for a little family gathering reunion, and I'm going to meet Jackie for the first time. So the flight up, I'm like, is this crazy that I have a stranger I've never met come to stay with me for a week? Like, is this weird? This is kind of weird, right? So I guess it's because all the family were gathering, and when I got up here, I spent virtually no time with Jackie. And then it's time to leave. And Jackie's coming back with me. We're flying back down together, and she's going to spend a week with me. And I barely had any time with her before I go down. We go down together. So I'm thinking, this could go. I mean, I liked her. She seemed like a lovely person, but I had spent no time with her. We'd not had any deep conversations, anything like that. So I was like, this could go badly. This could go very, very badly. Well, it didn't. You probably figured that out. So we get on the plane together, and we have like just instant kinship. She became a believer in the Lord. I'm not sure when in her life, but she has a very deep faith. And so we discovered this in each other pretty quickly. And just, it was like we had known each other forever at that point, by the time the plane landed. And we're driving from Jacksonville up to St. Simon's. And I mean, it was just instant. And during that week, we just talked about everything under the sun. I can't even explain it. It was just incredible. We went and we saw, there's a huge turtle rescue on Jekyll Island, the neighboring island, part of the Golden Isles of Georgia. And so we got to go see a turtle release from the rehabilitation center. And Jackie was just like, she was in her element. She loved it. Having grown up in Jamaica for part of her childhood, you know, island life comes very natural to my friend. And she was just in love with the island. Although I could not get her, even though she drives outside of London. And London is crazy. So you would think, but I get it. You're on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the car. She would not drive on St. Simon's Island. It was so funny. So I just said, here, just Uber your way around and it's fine. She's so funny. But yeah, we talked about, she's just an incredible educator. She has a school for kids who kind of the traditional education system is failing them, or the traditional education system just doesn't have the resources for some of the kids who have behavioral issues, some learning disabilities, all kinds of things. So we just talked about, at the time, she had not started that. She was still teaching in the system in special education, but she had this dream of starting something that would be a supplementary service to school systems in England, in her region. And sure enough, so we talked about it, how she would do it, you know, and strategized, me being the marketing girl. And anyway, she's done it. And she has this school, and it's not a school, it's like supplementary education, as I said, but it's called the Regulation Station. And check it out, because she's just amazing. And she and her team are just doing incredible work and making such a difference in people's lives. So families and children, teens, etc. So I just admire her so much. Such an amazing woman. And I just love the fact that you can find a person like that. Here we were, probably, golly, we were both in our early 50s, and we found this friendship that's like another sister. She came up last summer and spent a week up here, and we just had the best time. I was hoping she'd be able to come up this summer, but she is about to become a grandmother, hopefully today. Her daughter-in-law is incredibly overdue right now, so we're really hoping it's going to be today, but I could not love her more. I mean, what a gift. And I wanted to talk about Jackie, because she is an inspiration to me and all that she's accomplished, the attitude that she holds. She's a force of nature. I admire her so much. But also, because I love that God brings people into our lives that we need, just how we can find these soul sisters and soul brothers who I love my own sisters, don't get me wrong, and I have a cousin who's like a sister to me, and I have remarkable friends, but Jackie has just added something so wonderful to my life. We just send each other videos of us talking life updates and trade them back and forth and share what's going on in our lives. And if I had a crisis and I wanted wise spiritual counsel, she would be absolutely one of the first people I would go to. Just somebody I love and admire so much. And I'm so excited for her for this new chapter in her life that she's about to embark on as a grandmother. She's just the coolest, and she's going to be the best grandma. I just love her son, and I have not met her younger son yet. So there is a trip in the future for me to go to England again and to get to meet him. So I love him already because he's hers. Just wanted to share that and to hear if there are people in your life, like, do you have those stories of people, friendships that you didn't expect and yet they've changed your life or they've just enhanced your life? Share them, please. I would love to hear them. All right. I know I've totally ignored the makeup here, but so this is a little Morphe palette. I love these things. They are so quality, not just the packaging, but the packaging is so nice. But let me show you inside here. They're 6-pan palettes. This is the cooler tone palette, which I like a lot. So I just did a simple eye look. We're not quite even, so I'll go back in. This brush. Okay. So I'm just combining, actually I think I'm just going to stick with this one right here and kind of blend it out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about. My friend Jackie, she's wonderful. All right, so now I'm going to do a cool eyeliner. This is from Urban Decay. It's called Desperation. So let me I'll look here for y'all, but for the next style, I'll have to look in the mirror, because as you know, this is my close-up eye, so when I close this eye, I can still see pretty well, but when I reverse it, it doesn't go so well. That's not terrible. All right, so let's do this eye and hope for the best. Not quite. Okay. Not perfect, but hey, I'm not perfect, so why should my eyeliner be perfect, right? Yay. All right, so I think we have done. Oh, I need to blend. Going to take the clean side of this puff and just wipe off some of the excess blend. Oh boy, I didn't blend out my contour very well. There. Nose contour blend. Blend. Okay. Not bad. Okay, let's keep going. I say okay too much. Sorry about that. I probably say sorry about that too much as well. I won't be sorry about that. I'm not sorry about that. All right. Sorry. I just did it. There we go. So now we are going to, let's do some lips. This is also a Morphe. I guess Morphe's the theme today. And let's see, does it have a color on it? And could I read it? It just says signature. Oh, it's in the shade Dearest. Dearest. How lovely. I have the Laneige moisturizer, this guy. The Lip Glowy Balm. Love this. This is in the flavor, scent, whatever, called Berry. Like that. So nice. All right, let's do some brows. And I know nobody will be shocked that I am going to be using my ABH powder in Auburn. I'm going to be using the lighter of the two shades. And the iconic, that's right, I said it, iconic. This is the Details by Tati double-ended brow brush, the best. I would say I could probably give up everything else. This is how much I love this. I could probably give up everything else in my makeup collection and start over, except for this. I would not start over without this. I love it so much. All right. Here we go. And that's not to say that I don't love her other brushes, because I absolutely do. But there is nothing, and it looks exactly like any other brush, right? It just looks like a regular old brow brush. No. You will know once you try it. It is phenomenal. They are going to come out with brush singles eventually, and I will buy it for people, and I will buy backups for myself in case, God forbid, they ever stop making this. It would be, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Everyone should have this brush. Even people who don't think that they like a powder application or a cream. Sometimes there are pots. I used to have one eyebrow, like a waxy, in a pot. This would be perfect for that as well. But it's just so stinking good. You will become a convert. Okay, there we go. As I'm looking in the big mirror, I'm realizing I need a little more blendy here. There we go. Oh, you know what I wanted to try? This is a trick. Here, let's try this. So this is a Tarte pencil, eye pencil that is designed for your waterline, but I'm going to try something weird here. I'm just going to take it. It's in a nude for me color. This would not be nude on people with darker skin tones. And yes, it is not fair that the word color nude is aligned with pasty white, because everybody has their own nude. Anyway, so we're going to call it like a peachy white. In fact, they might, what do they call it? You just can't read a thing with a glare here. We're not going to worry. Oh, it's called tawny? No, it's not. I made that up. I have no idea where I got that from. All right, we give up. So I'm just trying something here to bring a little more lightness and lift. Use the other side, which is a smudger. Did it do anything for me? Who knows? That's not horrible. Okay. And as we know, my standard is that's not horrible when it comes to makeup. So we've got the brows on. Time to curl. And do 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 do. Okay. And other side curl. Here we go. My voice doesn't normally sound this bad, but it does right now. So there you go. Then we'll scare it up. And I don't even have to tell you, but I'll tell you. Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This one is in the black shade called Bryn. Okay, and lowers. Oh my word, I have got to set my under eyes. I've never used to have to set my under eyes, but now I do because I'm old. It's not fair. All right, I mean, I'm grateful because I almost didn't get to be old. And if you don't know that story, go back and look at my cardiac crisis videos and you'll know that I am genuinely grateful to be old enough to see these wrinkle lines. Oh, I should do one about my stroke too. I haven't done a medical update on that. That was interesting. That was very interesting. All right. Here we go. Oh, I did it. I knew I was going to do it. I glomped it. And that's my fault, not the mascara's fault. I did that. I'm trying hard not to stab myself. And I missed and I stabbed it right there. That's okay. Easily fixed. Oh, we have more blending to do. Okay. All right. Let's fix it. Let's fix this. The things that are less than perfect. We'd be here all day. All right, so this is the Tati SP5 brush, and it is just a flat, wide, so you can see the size of it, brush. And I am just going to use it to go in here and smooth out there. Little blendy. That's not bad. And then we have to set the face. So back to the Carslin. The Carslin actually comes with its own little puff. I've showed you that before, but it comes with its own cute little teardrop. Isn't that cute? Okay, so press and set this under eye. And it brings some light, which I appreciate. Okay. All right, and we'll set forehead because it's super humid out. And the chin. Alrighty, I'm going to take my Revie Beauty Gloss. I know it looks pink, but that's only because my lip liner has blended. And final is my, is this Morphe too? Wouldn't that be funny? If this was a Morphe, I think it is. It is. It's a Morphe brow gel, just to slick them down a little, keep them in place. Mine are pretty good, I will say. I don't have a whole lot of crazy hairs. And I believe the secret to that is I very rarely go and get my brows waxed, but when I do, I don't let them cut my brow hairs. And I think that's why they don't do crazy things. When I used to let them cut it, they'd look great there in the nail salon, which is always where you want to get your brows waxed, at least for me. But then I would leave and they would grow out a little bit and they'd be crazy. You get like stubby. No. So that's my secret. If you are ever going to go get your brows waxed, don't let them cut them unless you have terribly unruly brows. Just have them wax under, over, between, and then if they have to clean up, you know, they can pluck. But if you don't have them cut your brow hairs, then when they grow, that you won't have to let them grow in. That is my whole point there. All right, I'm going to slap. I know I never do this or rarely do this, so we're going to throw some e.l.f. highlighter on for fun. This is a very cool brush. This is, you can see it's just interesting. This is the SP4 from Details, and Details by Tati. And there we go. And no, I don't get paid to say that I love these brushes. I just absolutely love these brushes. Okay, that's another story. I'm gonna have to tell that story about how I came into possession of these incredible brushes. All right, y'all, that is the look today. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll put on jewelry once I'm off camera, but go out, have a great day, and remember, God loves you, and I am truly grateful for you. Thanks. Bye.